Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video. I have this 12 by 12 layout for you today. It is using some of my April Kitaholic kits. The Cutfile is an exclusive for subscribers there, and I absolutely love it. Appropriate really, isn't it? So what I have is a piece of pattern paper from the Legendary collection by Coco Vanilla Studio. I've already backed the Cutfile so you didn't have to see that process, although that was pretty easy actually. I just used the inside bits of the letters to trace out my paper to back it with, and I'm also backing it with, I think it's another of the Legendary collection as well. I've popped it up on some craft foam just to give a little bit of shadowing and dimension on the page, and I have photo matted my photo on just some white cardstock, I think probably scrap cardstock from the Cutfile itself, just to give a nice little white border and make it pop up off that background paper. Now I am documenting a photo here which probably to some might seem a bit random, but when my son doesn't really like taking photos, I take the opportunity when I can. So we had actually spent the night previously in hospital with him, suspected appendicitis. It wasn't, but he was in a bit of pain and they wanted to just obviously keep an eye out. Thing with that is about 3 weeks maybe prior to it, I had just had major surgery. I'd had a hysterectomy, so I was not in the most comfortable position sleeping on a hospital couch. But anyway, so this is just us pretty crashed out and buggered from our hospital trip and just, yeah, taking a selfie. But yeah, so just something random, as I said, everyday moments, I guess you could say. And that's what this is. Now, what I'm doing here is I really liked this pink strip. Now, the photo doesn't have a lot of colour in it. It's like as you can see, it's a lot of blue. So you can see through the main parts of my page, I've done lots of blue. So I wanted to break it up a little bit, and using this little, I guess, faux washi strip, border strip that came in the printables for Kitaholic kits this month. It's just this pink border. So I've popped that on there, and it's almost like a border to, it's sort of giving the photo a bit of a prop, I guess. Kind of like everything's kind of balancing down on that almost. I don't know, that's just how it looks to my eye anyway. And now I'm just going through the ephemera that we got, which was the Legendary ephemera pieces as well, and just playing around with placements of things and elements that I thought would go really well on this page. I really love these stars, and I have to apologise, I don't know what's going on when my camera filmed this. It's sort of popping in and out, so I did leave what I could in and just sort of cut out, I guess, non-essential pieces, just to try and stop, because it kind of mucks with your eyes a little bit. But yes, I apologise, I didn't realise it had done it. No, it's like it's focusing, but or something, I don't know. Anyway, so as you can see, I put that star on the edge there and just put this, it says, "Hey, good looking" ephemera piece in the middle, and then just playing around with these. I liked these circular pieces, but just making, I didn't think they looked quite necessarily right together. I think, I mean, there's lots of circle elements. The whole background piece is obviously a circular piece, so mindful of how busy that can look the eye as well. I'm fighting with my tape. This is why I have a tape runner, except it needs tape. So expensive to buy here in Australia, and I think getting it from America at the moment would probably be just as bad and take way too long for me. So I'll suck it up, I think, and buy some tape runner ATG stuff, tape from somewhere here in Australia. So what this was going to be a fairly, I thought, simple layout. Well, I guess it is. The big Cutfile and the big circular piece in the background, pattern in the background, really, I thought meant that it, like, the page doesn't need lots of embellishing, and that it would just be too chaotic on the eye. So I do some little clusters, like the star and this chipboard stars set that came in the kit as well. I was going to paint it, but I thought the raw of the chipboard actually tied in really well with a little bit of the background of my photo, and just added another sort of natural element to the page. And you've probably heard me talk, I think, in my previous video that is going up before this glue I brought, and it's just frustrating. So I will need to find another one that will work much quicker, much better in coming out of the thing. And I'm just adding what you can't really see what it is, but it's actually an acrylic star, white star there. And I just thought it balanced off really well with the larger like star at the bottom there on the right. And I added this moon because one of the things that we say, I've always said to Hunter since he was a baby, was I love you to the moon and back. So that's just always been our thing. And there was a book that he loved as a baby, the same thing with little rabbits. So yeah, I found this in the ephemera pieces and thought, yeah, why not? And the other thing I did add, which I think I added, I think I cut out, was I added the word you underneath love. I just thought it was a nice title for this page, even though it's as strange as it sounds. It's probably, not a great moment, but it was his first hospital stay. No, well, yes, as such, he was in hospital as a baby, but since he was like 5 months old. But he hasn't had any others. So this was his first big one, and with looking down the barrel of having to have surgery if it was his appendix. So lucky we didn't. But yeah, as I said, it's just one of those everyday moments. So I'm just going through and adding some little phrase word pieces, stickers from the legendary sticker sheet there. Just popping them around. I love little word stickers. I've discovered they're sort of my thing. I just think they add such nice little sentiments to the page, to a page as well. They're just another little detail. So I hope everyone is doing good, staying safe, staying well. I've got some time off at the moment just to be with my kids, and enjoying, trying to get some bits of scrapping in and crafting in between, and get some videos happening for you guys. I have a really cool art journal one that will come up probably after this one, I think, later in the week. So stay tuned if you like some paint and mess. I actually really loved how the page actually turned out. Stay tuned for that. So just adding some extra little sprinkles here with the enamel dots from the same collection, as you saw. Just ties in well here, I thought, with the star. The star kind of looked like I thought it was a bit lonely, so I just add some extra bits to the page as well, and it adds some different pops of colour to it. Just deciding on the last little bits. I have trouble when I go, this is going to be a simple page, it doesn't need a lot, and then I start working and I'm like, oh, I want to use all the things. So yes, I think I was in a bit of a roll when I did these. So as I said, this was an exclusive cut file. So when they were released at the beginning of the month, I went through and cut most of them, but then I'm having a bit of trouble with my Cameo. It's not cooperating, so it and I have not spoken for a few weeks now. I might whip it out again and see if it's working. But yeah, so I cut a batch sort of cut files, so that way it sits in my little box, my pizza box that came in, the kits come in, and I just pull them out when I have a flick, when I'm going to play around with the kid or in general, and just, it makes it a lot easier as opposed to sitting and deciding and then waiting and cutting it and blah, blah, blah. So I definitely find that's a bit easier, sort of save them as a batch and then cut them if I can as a batch as well. So I just added a doodly border just to lock everything into the page, just because I think I have all those little clusters happening. They looked a bit floaty, so I just wanted them to sort of stick in together, fall in together a little bit. But I do really love how this page turned out. I actually really like the background paper. Actually, on that note, I keep saying actually, my son actually picked this background paper. He was sitting with me one night while I was scrapping, and he was looking through the papers from the collection in the kit, and he's like, oh, I really like that one. So I said to him, okay, well, I'm going to use it next on your next layout. So here it is. And he was really happy. He really liked how this layout turned out. So that was cool. But yeah, that was his contribution to this. I will get him, although I did have him scrapping the other week, but I'll get him there. All right, just finishing up, I think I am done. So I will give you a bit of a rolling close-up of my layout here. If you have any questions, remember to just leave them in the comments box below and I can answer them for you. But otherwise, this is done, and I've got some still photos at the end, some close-ups for you a bit better. So yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you very soon with a new process video. Thanks again. Bye.
Artlist.io